Samgachadham sambadaddham sambho manamsi janatam devabhagam yata purve sanjanana upasati samana mantra samiti samani samana mana sahachittamesham samana mantram vimantra eva samanena bhavishat juhumi samani vakutihi samani hridayani bha samanamastu bho manu yatavasu sahasati. May we be united in action, may we be united in speech, may we be united in mind, may we perform our duties as did the wise men of the old, may we be united in our prayer, may we be united in our goal, may we be united in our resolve, may we be united in our understanding, may we be united in our offering, may we be united in our feelings, may we be united in our hearts, may we be united in our thoughts, may there be perfect unity amongst us from the Rig Veda. Om Shantihi, 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 peace, peace, peace be to all. This morning our subject is Stories of Vedanta Monks, part 18. The glory of holy company we find in all the scriptures. If you do not have holy company, your moho, delusion, confusion will not go away. If delusion, confusion do not go away, you will not get the grace of God. You will not get the vision of Rama. Holy company is very, very important in your spiritual life. There is a difference between reading books and the company of the holy. Try to imagine that people who lived with Christ and listened to Christ's Sermon on the Mount, and the people who are reading the Sermon on the Mount, there is a lot of difference. Those people say that we have seen Christ, we have heard Christ, we know exactly how He told us. Their eyewitness accounts are very, very important. We know many things from these eyewitness accounts. Our Bhagavatam says it takes a long time for a person to become pure by using water and earth of a holy place and worshipping God. But one becomes pure immediately by seeing and touching a Noor of Brahman. They are the mobile shrine of God. Sometimes we see some holy people are very silent, does not talk. But if you live with that person and if you serve that person, you will find your mind will automatically turn toward God. You may not listen, he may not speak to you, but his life will teach you that how to live with God. Sometimes I always suggest that if you really want to develop your spiritual life, set up a shrine in your house and create a spiritual atmosphere, because it is very, very vital to develop a spiritual life. A few years ago, I started a series of lectures, Gems from the Garden of Saints, from the conversation of Swami Vishuddhananda, who was a disciple of Holy Mother, an illumined Swami. He was the 8th president of the Ramakrishna Order. He was born in 1883 and died in 1962. I met him many times, but I did not have any opportunity to be close to him. Every day in the afternoon, he would sit in the living room and people would flock. And he would talk to God, talk only about God, and lift their minds to a higher plane of consciousness. It was in 1956. The Swami was staying in Hardwar, in our Konkhal ashrama, at the foothills of the Himalayas. He was vacationing there. Hardwar is a very beautiful center. Every evening after supper, Swami would come out from his room and sit on the lawn. And he would sit on a chair, and all monks would come and they would sit on the grass. And Swami would talk about his memoirs, about Swami Brahmananda, Swami Ramakrishnananda, and the olden days of Belur Math. Because he came in 1904. He mentioned that how he came to Sri Ramakrishna. He was 17, 18 years young man, student, went to Imperial Library in Calcutta. And there on the bookshelf he found a book, Life of Ramakrishna and Sayings of Ramakrishna by Max Muller. Seeing that book, he became curious, read, and he learned that Dakshineshwar Temple Garden is 4 miles north from Calcutta. So he went there and met Sri Ramakrishna's nephew, and thus he became very close to the Ramakrishna Order and met other Swamis. And he went to in 1906, he went to Jairambati and took initiation from Holy Mother. So I shall talk about his talks in that summer he gave in 1956 to you. You will be able to learn many new things about spiritual life and also our tradition. He was a great Swami. 27th May 1956, Konkhal. Swami started his talk quoting a Gita. Mat karma krit, mat paramo, mat bhakta sangha borchita. Nirvairo sarva bhuteshu, jo mat bhakta sa mameti panjava. He who does my work and looks on me as the supreme goal, who is devoted to me, who is without attachment and without hatred for any creature, he comes to me, O Pandava. That is the translation. This verse, according to Shankara and Sridhar Goswami, who wrote the commentary, is the essence of the Bhagavad Gita. In this verse, we see 4 yogas. Mat karma krit, do work for me. We work, but do you work for God or not? That is the question. How shall I know that I am working for God? Gahuna, this work is a very mysterious. Gahuna, which is a very complicated thing. Sometimes he may do something good and it becomes bad. Swami Jyotisharananda ji told one story about his life. that a dog has a wound on his leg, and he cleaned it with carbolic acid and made bandage and thinking that this he will heal and he is saving that dog's life. Do you know what happened? The dog started to lick that place. Dogs, cats, generally they heal themselves by licking with their saliva. And that dog, that carbolic acid, touched his mouth and the dog died. He says, I tried to do good, but it became bad. This karma is something very kavayo patra mohita. Even the great people get confused. What is right, what is wrong? So, mat karma krit, we must work for God. How? Next word is, before you work for God, I remember once Swami Pavitranandaji said, he went to Swami Mother, Swami Sharadananda said, monk, that I am working here, but I don't feel that I am working for God. I am working for Ramakrishna, I don't feel it. Then Swami said, do you work for your family? No. Do you get your salary? No. Do you work for yourself? No. So these three things are clear. That it is not your work, you don't get any salary here, and you are not working for your family. Well, yes. All right, now you can go later on, you know for whom you are working. Sometimes we get confused whether it is Lord's work or not. Anyhow, karma. Look, mat paramo, that person made myself their goal of life. Mat bhakto, my devotee, those who love me. Sangha borjita, if you are attached to the world, you cannot work for God. That he was talking about. And nirvaira sarvabhuteshu, that person does not have any enmity with anybody. That means jnani. So first thing is the karma yoga, mat karma krit, work for me. Now see the mystery. Ishwarir, if you work for God, do you know what will happen? Your mind will be pure. And when the mind becomes pure, it becomes one-pointed. When the mind becomes one-pointed, you will be illumined. This is the whole mystery of karma yoga. Now, Shankara, there was a difference between Shankara's karma and Swami Vivekananda's karma. Shankara says, offer the fruits of action to God. Do not seek the fruit. Karmani evote adhikarana phale. You have the right to action, not to the fruits. Work, offer fruits to the God. Vivekananda says, Phalakanksha Bharjan, don't give up the result of action. He is saying, offer the fruit to God, and Swamiji says, do not seek the result of God. One is in a positive way, another is in a negative way. There is a much similarity between Vivekananda's karma yoga and Buddha's doctrine of karma. Karma. Look how it works. From karma, even though if you work for God, then you will get one-pointedness. I am working for God. You will put all of your sincerity, all of your concentration, and that is the way yoga karmashu kaushalam. Skill in action called for yoga. You will be able to finish work very perfectly and quickly. But our problem, our attachment. I want the result of action. If you are a jnani, then you think that I am not the doer, I am not the enjoyer, I am not the knower. So, a real karma yogi thinks that I am the instrument, God is working through me. A fountain pen does not claim that I wrote the book. It is the writer. Fountain pen, we are all fountain pens in the hand of God. God is working through us. but we do not feel that way. Ego. Problem is the ego. So he was talking about that, Mat karma kriti. Swami, I am not seeing God. How can I work for God? There comes Swamiji. Do you know what Swamiji says? বহুরূপে সম্মুখে ছাড়ি কোথা খুঁজি যে ঈশ্বর জীবে প্রেম করে যেই জন সেই জন সেবিছে ঈশ্বর. Seeing these human beings, they are all living gods, serve them. A service to human beings is the service to God. That's Sri Ramakrishna taught, Vivekananda taught. I do not see God. How can I serve Him? You see the living human beings, serve them. That is the basic philosophy of Sri Ramakrishna's karma, which is extremely important for us. Karma. Swami quite often used to say, you boys listen, Ramakrishna mission. First Ramakrishna, then his mission. Not first mission, then Ramakrishna. Don't reverse it. First love God and serve. Otherwise, do you know what will happen? Your ego will be inflated. Oh, I did it. I built this hospital. I built this institution. Your ego will occupy yourself and bring him down. Very interesting about karma, Swami told those monks. Because monks have a problem. They think I am the Atman. Atman is actionless, so why should I work? I shall practice only japa and meditation, but and I want my own liberation. Swamiji did not like it. Swamiji said, seeking own liberation is selfishness. Selfishness is sin. That is basic thing about Swami Vivekananda's philosophy. Swami continued, in 1908 I was in Madras. I was the attendant of Swami Brahmananda, and I was getting so much joy. I even skipped my japa and meditation just to serving Maharaj. One day Maharaj came to know about it, and he said, as a friend, as a brother, I tell you that work and worship must go together. You must practice your spiritual disciplines regularly. Otherwise, it will be unbalanced. Day and night, I am working and working and working. You will get success, you will get promotion, you will get more money, but you will be only one-sided. Money, 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 and promotion and success. Your spiritual side must be developed side by side. For that reason, Maharaj quite often used to say, work and worship, work as worship, work is worship. To a knower of Brahman, work becomes worship. Whatever he does, that is worship. Then Swami said, it was in Benares, one day I was massaging Swami Brahmananda's feet. It was a hot summer day. And I was a little tired. I was perspiring. Then I was thinking, if I be home and as a householder, how much work I have to do for my family, earning money, doing that. And here I am serving a spiritual son of Sri Ramakrishna, and I should not feel that I am tired, I am exhausted. He was thinking and massaging. Maharaj raised his mind, and after some time he says, it is enough, now you can stop. Then he wrote, Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anushmara juddhacha. Mayarpita manabuddhir mamaiva ishyachi asamshayam. Krishna says in the Gita, So all the time think of me and fight. Think of me. This thinking, meditating is the most important thing. Then work will come automatically. Then Swami mentioned, Swami Jyotisharananda was appointed as an editor for the Prabuddha Bharata in Mayavati. He came to Brahmananda, his guru, for blessing. Maharaj, it is hard for me to write article. I do not know. They made me the editor. What shall I write? Swami Brahmananda said, what is wrong? Before you write, you meditate. In the middle of writing, meditate. At the end, meditate. Then you will get plenty of ideas. You will be able to be a successful editor. And he became a very successful editor by the grace of his guru. Tasmat, think of me and work. And fight. It is very, very important. Forgetting God, if you work, it will be your work, it will be not God's work. You will get a lot of new ideas. Then another day, Swami Brahmananda told Prabhas Maharaj. He was a brother of Sharat Chandra Chatterjee, famous novelist. He was our monk. His name was Vedanta. He was the head of the Vrindavan ashram. So Maharaj said, you go and take the charge of the Vrindavan ashrama and give some homeopathic medicine to the poor people. But Maharaj, I do not know age of homeopathy and you are asking me to give medicine to the people. Swami Brahmananda suggested, very interesting. First you listen to the symptoms of that person's disease. Then compare the symptoms with the homeopathic book. And then close your eyes and meditate. The medicine strikes in your mind, give that medicine, he will be all right. No medical background, nothing of this sort. Just meditate and think which medicine comes to your mind. Give that medicine, he will be all right. Later on, he became a very successful doctor. In that connection, I shall tell you the story of Swami Vishwananda. He was in Allahabad. The homeopathic doctor left and many patients are coming. So he went to the dispensary and started to give medicine. Men, women, all patients came and they were talking about their complaint, that what is wrong in their, their symptom, their problem. Hey, baat mat karo, don't talk. Dawai le jao. Take the medicine and go. And he gave medicine, all are cured. But he opened the medicine, Jai Ram Krishna. Bas. And do you know what happened? All are cured. More patients began to come. So he could not handle, then he brought a doctor from Benares and got skipped. Later on, when the doctor came, he saw even the nitric acid bottle also cleaned up. Funny. Well, no Brahman, Ramakrishna can do anything, Then he talked about Swami Ramakrishnananda. Well, he had such a disciplined life. He would raise Sri Ramakrishna from the bed early in the morning. Then he will go and cut vegetables. Then he will give a class to us. Then he will take his bath. And sometimes he will go out and give lectures. One day, after lunch, he found Madras is a very, it is very hot place. It is very warm. So he found very uncomfortable because of the heat. He immediately went to the shrine and took the palm leaf fan and began to fan Sri Ramakrishna for 2 hours. You know, Atmavad Sarvabhuteshu, if you can feel as you feel, the same feeling if you put to God, to other beings, that is called true religion. He used to go to give class in the city. Some 4, 5, 7, 8 people which come sometimes, they are tired from their office in the evening. And then the Swami says, Maharaj, these people are tired, they sleep and you give class. I do not go there to give class to them. I go there to work for Sri Ramakrishna. So, I think they are all representatives of the Master. That is the reason I give class, and it is for myself. Whether people come and go, I do not care. That is called real Karma Yoga. He mentioned, I am indebted to 3 persons in my life. One, Swami Brahmananda, Swami Shivananda, and Swami Ramakrishnananda. Because I was very close to all these 3 Swamis. Swami Ramakrishnananda lived in the south for 12 years. He had a desire to bring Holy Mother and Swami Brahmananda to the south, because Sri Ramakrishna never went to the south. And he fulfilled his desire. And he died in 1911 from tuberculosis. Overworked. Sometimes how these 2 brother disciples reacted. It was 1908. Swamiji's Inspired Talks was published from Madras Math, which was edited by Sister Devamata, collected by Miss Waldo, Ellen Waldo. Swami Brahmananda suggested, brother, send this book to the Hindu newspaper in Madras and take that clipping and send to Bombay another paper. Swamiji agreed. Swami Ramakrishnananda said, no, Maharaj, let me send 1 copy here, another copy in Bombay. Swami Brahmananda became very grieved. All right, brother, you do whatever is right. I just suggested. You people are learned, I am not so much learned. In this way, Swami Brahmananda withdrew himself. There was a tense atmosphere. Then Swami Brahmananda asked Swami Vishuddhananda, bring the almanac. He took the almanac. 3 days, Brahmananda did not talk to Swami Ramakrishnananda. But Ramakrishnananda came every morning and bowed down, no talk. Then, bring the almanac. He consulted a day, auspicious day, and wrote a letter that I am coming to Puri. And asked Vishuddhananda put this letter into the mailbox. He was carrying this postcard to drop the letter box. Swami Ramakrishnananda grabbed him, took this letter and tore it into pieces and threw it on the street. Then he came to Brahmananda and fell at his feet. Maharaj, you are mad at me. To your breath you can create so many Ramakrishnananda. Please forgive me. Then Brahmananda, they embraced each other and all the tense atmosphere was cleared. How mutual love and mutual respect we find among the disciples of Sri Ramakrishna. Sometimes they have difference of opinion. On the 3rd day, one monk taught me, if you have any quarrel or disagreement or any kind of tension, Do not solve that thing on the next same time or the same day. Don't carry it for more than 3 days. That will ruin your meditation and your spiritual disciplines. Finish it quickly. Because the more you harbor and brood, it will really ruin your heart, your thinking, your meditation. Do not disturb your meditation. Repair it, showing your humility. Those who have ego, they harbor and suffer and ruin their spiritual life. Swami was writing, I was the cashier. And sometimes Swami Ramakrishnananda would ask money, hey, give me some money. He would take some money in advance. Swami Brahmananda noticed it. When you give money, do you take any receipt from him? No, Maharaj. I trust him. No. You must take receipt. Every time he takes money, you take his signature. So, Swami Vishuddhananda told Ramakrishnananda, Maharaj said this. Of course, I shall sign. Then he was transferred from Madras to Bangalore. And then he says, hand over the charge to Rudra, the another Swami. Her name was Dhyanananda. Then he gave this money. Well, then I said, Maharaj, you have taken 700, 800 rupees. Oh, no, I have not taken so many rupees. Then he showed all the vouchers. Then it is fine. Then he realized that how Brahmananda was so far-sighted, so that there should not be any kind of misunderstanding. Official business is official business. There is no father, mother there. You must be very strict. That Brahmananda taught these monks. So that maybe one may think that you have taken away money, Very interesting how these monks taught each other. One day, Swami Ramakrishnananda ji had a desire to take Brahmananda to the shrine and make him worship to Sri Ramakrishna. So Brahmananda came out after his shower with his white cloth. He was going to his room. Swami Ramakrishnananda stopped him on the veranda. Maharaj, today you will have to perform the ritual. Oh, no, what are you doing? I do not know mantras and all those things. No, today you will have to go to the shrine and do the worship. Then he went, changed his cloth, went to the shrine, and this Swami was very curious that how Brahmananda does the worship. But Swami Ramakrishnananda closed the door. You see, their worship is not like our worship. They can see living Ramakrishna in front of them. They are not ordinary people. It's Swamiji's worship. He will come, sit in the shrine, boom. Meditate 2 hours, his face will be red. All blood will go to the head. Then he will took all flowers, offer to Sri Ramakrishna, and get out from the shrine. Not like Ang Namo, Kang Namo, Kang Namo, Kang Namo, as we see, as we do. Not that kind of worship they do. That is called Parapuja, supreme worship. Well, generally, they used to serve some fruits to Swami Brahmananda. One day there was no fruit. Then Swami Ramakrishnananda said, is there any fruit for Sri Ramakrishna in the shrine store? Well, yes. Give that fruit to Swami Brahmananda. But it is not, generally that is not the custom. But my goodness, if he eats, that is akin to Ramakrishna's eating. They have so much faith. He was talking about Sri Ramakrishna's, Swami Ramakrishnananda's offer of food to Sri Ramakrishna. He will go put the food in front of Sri Ramakrishna, close the door, outside, he will pray. He will pray. He will walk and pray. Master, please eat. Half an hour. This young generation, they learned how Sri Ramakrishna's disciples worship. Then he mentioned, do you know how Ramakrishnananda served Sri Ramakrishna? When Sri Ramakrishna had cancer, he was bedridden. He could not sit. At that time there is no hospital bed that you move it and then the head will come up and then you can eat. And lying down you cannot eat. So behind Sri Ramakrishna's back he would put 2-3 pillows and then he will put his own back, supported the pillow that Sri Ramakrishna could sit and eat. But that is the way Swami Ramakrishnananda served Sri Ramakrishna. There are so many things we learn from these great Swamis. Well, in Madras Much, sometimes Swami Brahmananda used to play cards. Brahmananda and Krishnalal Maharaj, Swami Dhirananda one side, and Vishuddhananda and Ramakrishnananda another side. And Brahmananda would win most of the time. Swami Ramakrishnananda, purposely, intentionally will put some cards and Brahmananda would win. Then one day Vishuddhananda was very upset. Maharaj, you don't drop that card. We could win and you were just, Maharaj is winning all the time and we are losing. He did not say. Then do you know what he said? You do not know. I want him to win. I want him to see his smiling face. This playing card, he is bringing his mind down from the higher plane of consciousness so that he can help people. We want to bring his mind down so that he can play cards. It is all show. Do you think I cannot win? I want to lose, to make him happy, to want to see his smiling face. How much love, respect they had for the Swamis. Well, I was with Swami Brahmananda. We are in Banaras. We went to see Vishwanath Shiva temple. And the sweeper was sweeping with a broomstick. Swami Brahmananda asked the sweeper, please give that broomstick to me. He started to sweep in front of the Shiva temple in Banaras. And people are watching. But he said, he showed his humility, his love for the Lord, and demonstrated how to serve Lord. Amazing. He mentioned about his austerity in Benares. It was in 1906. I was in Benares begging food from the Chhatra. Chhatra means inn, where the mendicants are giving free food. But a few chapatis and little vegetables. No rice, no other food. So it was hard life. And Ramakrishna Mission's condition was also very poor. They could not afford to give us food. We all monks who is lying down on the floor of the library. We have no place to sleep. He was talking about the early days, they are practicing austerity. It was in 1905, I was in Dakshineshwar. Swamiji's disciple Sharachandra Chakraborty was asking Ramlal Dada, Sri Ramakrishna's nephew, how is the mother? I was curious, who is the mother? Then I heard about Holy Mother. So myself and Swami Shantananda, we started our journey to Jairambaji. First we went to Bardhaman by train, and from there 32 miles walk. We came to Uchhalon, we took a bullock cart, came to Jairambaji. Mother was cutting vegetables, looking at us, saying, Baba, pothe kosto hayni to? My son, I hope you did not have any suffering on the way. But the moment she said, our hearts melted. We stayed there nearly 10 days, and Mother initiated us. Then again we went and said, Mother, we want to practice austerity. We want to be wandering monks. Oh, no, my son, don't do too much austerity. Mother, we want to go. So we went Benares on foot, 500 miles. On foot, without carrying any money, anything. Just depending on God. Mother gave us ochre cloth. Touching the ochre cloth to Sri Ramakrishna's feet and gave to us. You see, if you do not have ochre cloth, people will not give you food. In India, if you white cloth, oh, he is not a monk. But ochre cloth, all right, they will give you food. He told their life stories, very interesting, and very challenging. We left home. Then it says in 1911, I was in Bangalore, Swami Vishuddhananda. Holy Mother came for 3 days from Madras. We did not give any publicity, but thousands of people came. We have a very small place to live. We gave our room to Mother, and we put a tent outside, and we are living in the tent, giving house to the Mother. Then Mother said, wherever she went, she carried her picture of Sri Ramakrishna. So from her tin box, she put the picture on the tin box. He says, my son, I shall do my worship here, and you worship that in the main shrine. He said, no way, Mother, you will have to do the worship in the main shrine. As long as you're here, we shall not do any worship. You will have to do it. Mother agreed. She worshipped Sri Ramakrishna 3 days in Bangalore ashrama. And one day, behind the ashrama, there is a hill. She sat there with Gulapma and others, and was watching the sunset. And Swami Ramakrishnananda came to know that Mother is on the top of the hill. He ran there. Oh, Ma Parvat Bashini hoyechen. Mother has become, Parvat Bashini means, which is Gauri, the wife of Shiva. Mother has become the Parvat Bashini. He has become the Mother. He went there and prayed, Om Sarva Mangala Mangalya. He prayed to the Divine Mother, Holy Mother, and Mother blessed him. They now put a beautiful shrine on the top of the hill and people meditate around that hill in Bangalore. It's a beautiful place. Then one day I took mother to, Swami says that he took mother to Gopipuram. There's a temple. And on the way back, found that many people were standing in line to see her. Mother, they have come to see you. It was in horse carriage. She stood there with showing, giving blessings to these people. Then he said, I'm sorry, I cannot talk to you. I do not know your language. The devotee said, Mother, it is all right. You will not have to talk to us. By sitting you, our hearts are full. You know, that is the way Mother fulfill their hearts. Swami wrote very details about Mother's visit to Bangalore. He mentioned in 1916 I went to Jairambati to attend Sri Ramakrishna's birthday worship, Sri Ramakrishna's birthday anniversary. Just 2 days before the puja, somebody asked, Mother, how will you perform how shall we do the Mother's Sri Ramakrishna's anniversary service? Mother said, Baba, amar bhaktiyo nahi, shaktiyo nahi. Neither I have bhakti nor I have power. What can I do? My goodness. Next day, a devotee from Bankura brought a bullock cart loaded of food and everything came to Jairambati. It was a big festival. And after the festival at night time, we went to bed. Then Holy Mother's attendant, Swami Arupananda, said that Kedar Baba and Jitan Maharaj, Swami Vishuddhananda, Mother is calling both of you. So we went there. I saw Mother was waiting 2 glasses of milk for us. He said, my son, Jairambati is a poor village. We cannot afford to buy milk for all these people have come to attend the puja. You 2 monks, please drink this milk. We felt, even our real mother does not feel that way. You are monks, who will feed you? You left your parents, family, everything. But we really felt that she is our real mother. You know, with a little action, but it has a tremendous impact on human heart, understanding. It was in 1917. I was practicing austerity in Benares. All of a sudden a desire came, I shall go to see Chitrakoot, where Rama stayed for some time during the time of banishment. I went there. In 1982, I think I visited Chitrakoot. It is said that place is so holy that many people get vision of God there. So he was talking about his own reminiscences. That I stayed there for 3 days. Stayed in a priest's house. I was lying down. All of a sudden I had a vision of Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna appeared before me. I was so happy. I was carried away for 3 days with that bliss of experience. He told his own experience. For later on, somebody asked, actually, people say that if anybody goes to Chitrakoot, get the vision of God, he says, by Master's grace, I had that blessing, yes. Then he was quoting from the one hymn of Ramachandra. Nannas priya rugupate hridaye smadiye satyam vadami cha bhavan akhilantaratma bhaktim prajatsya rugupungava nirbharang me kamadi dosharahitam kurumana sancha. O Lord, I have no more desires. I am telling you the truth. I want only devotion. Then he was talking about. Some people, a judge was asking me that we have so many desires. How can I have uninterrupted devotion and meditation for God? Then Swami suggested, do you know what? You have gone to take bath in the Ganges. There are so many pollution in the Ganges, all some kind of dirt and bad things are floating. What do? You just go there and just splash water, the top surface and deep inside and then get up. That is the way you will have to take bath. So in this world, you have so many desires and all these things are there. For the time being, you just move your desire with your both hands and just dip inside in the shrine. It gives a beautiful illustration. It reminds me of my village. There are some scums in our village. Sometimes we just splash this way and then dip it. Then after a short time, all this scum will cover that place. But in village, sometimes we used to put some bamboo, some border, so that the scums may not go only that portion, so that villagers can take bath. Very beautiful illustration. That we have so many duties, so many obligations, so many things to do in our family life and day-to-day busy life. But at least half an hour you go to your shrine and just lock it. You problem, stay outside, I am going in my room, in the shrine, and I shall meditate and pray. Do you know what? It will release you from the heavy burden and responsibility you are carrying all day. You need rest. That rest is in the shrine, not in the bed. That is the way it works. Then Swami said, this hymn, perhaps Raja Ram Mohan Rai asked a Punjit to compose it. I sometimes repeat that mantra, perhaps you heard. Rupam rupa vivarjidesya bhavato bhadhanena jatkulpitam stutya nirvachaniyata akhila giryodrikritam yanmaya vyapittancha nirakritam yat tirtha jatra dina shantavyam jagadisha tadvikulata doshatrayam matkritam. Lord, I made 3 mistakes in my life. I know you are formless, but for the sake of meditation, I imagined your form. I know that you are beyond speech, but for the sake of my prayer, I glorified you. I know you are all pervading, but for the sake of my pilgrimage, I visited many holy places. Lord, these are my 3 mistakes, please forgive me. He talked about Girish Chandra Ghosh. Well, I went there to see him. He said, come see me. Then you will understand Ramakrishna's miracle. What I was and what I am now. Sri Ramakrishna made me a god. I was a horrible sinner. I am Ramakrishna's miracle. Then somebody asked that you are fasting on the Shivaratri day in Banaras. Why do you do? Do you get any vision of Sri Ramakrishna? Yes, I do. One monk was cleaning Swamiji's room. Swamiji said, "Hey, you do not know how to sweep room. Give the broomstick to me." Swamiji demonstrated how to sweep the room. Swamiji learned the secret of work from Pauhari Baba. Yan sadhan tan siddhi. If the means are right, the result will be right. If the means are wrong, the result will be wrong. The concentration he put to clean her his brass pot, same concentration he used for his meditation. That secret of work Swamiji learned from Pauhari Baba. That Swami said. Then he said, I asked Swami Vishuddhananda, Maharaj, you did not practice. He was Swamiji's disciple. He became president of the order. Maharaj, you did not practice japa and meditation and practice austerity in the Himalayas. You only translated some books. Swamiji's books, all these books, Swami, he translated into Bengali. Then he gave a very simple answer. Well, what will you go to, if Sri Ramakrishna asks, what will you tell him? Then he said, do you know what I shall tell him? Master, you came and you exist. You did not tell me and you did not reveal yourself to me. So I just, by your grace, I did some work for you and just came to you. Then he talked about faith. He learned from Swami Premananda. One day Sri Ramakrishna was seated on his bed. All of a sudden he started to sing a song. Ami Durga, Durga, Durga bole jodima mori. Akhire dine nataro kamone dekha jabe go shankari. If by saying Durga, 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 chanting Divine Mother's name, if I die, at that moment, if you do not come, do not appear before me, I shall see what kind of mother you are. As if he wants to fight with the Divine Mother. But Sri Ramakrishna was singing, got up from his bed, then he took his cloth and tied around his waist as if he is going to just, the wrestlers, they tie their around the waist, they tie their cloth very hard, as if he was going to fight with the Divine Mother. But that day I noticed, do you know what I saw? What is called embodiment of faith. Faith. If I was chanting Mother's name at that time, if you do not appear, I shall see what kind of mother you are. Faith. He said, Swami Premananda told me this story. I like this one. He was talking, he made some comments on the Gita. Do you know what I saw? Bhagavad Gita, first chapter is called Vishada Yoga. Vishad means gloom, gloominess, sorrow, despondency. That is. When there is a cloud of darkness in the first chapter. In the second chapter, Prahasanniva Bharata. Tamuvacha Rishikesha, Prahasanniva Bharata. Arjuna is telling, I shall not fight. He was weeping and wailing and shivering. Krishna smiled, Prahasan, and as if a little sarcastically started to tell about the Gita. Do you know what he said? But that little smile in Krishna's face is just like lightning. And then, how do you get rain? First heavy cloud, then lightning, then comes the rain. So, first chapter, gloominess, then Krishna's smile, and then came the rain. That means the pouring the grace of God, the verses of the Gita. That is the rain, the grace. God's grace came down. He made a very good comment, But this story I heard, that Master was lying down in his bed, Holy Mother entered, seeing Sri Ramakrishna was lying, sleeping perhaps. She was about to return to her place. She shut the door with a little noise. Sri Ramakrishna cried out. Then again Holy Mother entered. What happened? Then he said, it took nearly 10 minutes to Ramakrishna to come to a normal state. Then he said, never makes up a noise. You were thinking I was sleeping? I was not sleeping. I went to a far country. I saw many white people. They are all devotees. They are coming to me, and I was so much there. My subtle body went there. And if you make a noise, if the link is cut, I shall not be able to come back to this body. I will die. Don't make noise. But this story I heard. There are so many beautiful stories. He was very fond of Kathamrita. He read 50 times the Gospel of Ramakrishna. And he said, every time I read, I find something new. Then he said, do you know in the Gospel what will you find? These two words you will find again and again. Egiye jao, doob dao. Go forward, dive deep. Those are the two main teachings of Sri Ramakrishna in the Gospel. All right, up to this period. Thank you. Masatuma sadgamaya, tamasoma jyotirgamaya, mriturma amritam gamaya, abirabirma yedhi, rudra jatte dakshinamukam, tenamam pahi nityam, om shanti shanti shanti. Lead us from the unreal to the real, lead us from darkness to light, lead us from death to immortality, light us through and through, and guide us evermore with thy loving presence. Peace, peace, peace be to all.